At this time, we ask you to please rise and remove your caps for the singing of the national anthem. Singing the national anthem this evening is Gatemen. Gatemen is 26 years old from Wareham and has been singing and performing since the age of 3. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Gatemen. Throwing out tonight's ceremonial first pitch is Ken Ryan. Ken was born in Pawtucket, Rhode Island, and was raised in nearby Seekonk, Massachusetts. He fulfilled a dream by signing a contract with the Boston Red Sox after graduating from Seekonk High School in 1986. After 7 years in the A, AA, and AAA levels of the Red Sox organization, Ken made his major league debut with the Boston Red Sox in 1992. Ken was an important part of the Boston Red Sox bullpen from 1993 to 1995. Ken won 7 games for the Red Sox in 93 and in 94 collected 13 saves with a 2.44 ERA. After the 95 season, Ken was traded to the Philadelphia Phillies. He had a spectacular 1996 campaign with a 2.43 ERA and 7 saves. In all, Ken spent 15 years in professional baseball, playing for Boston, Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, Kansas City, and the New York Yankee organizations. He currently owns and directs the year-round KR Baseball Academy in Pawtucket, where he oversees all baseball programs.
2 is 1 and 1 is 3.
KR Baseball Academy and is the lead instructor of all pitching classes.
And 3 is 2.
Ken also works with Nesson as an analyst and covers the Portland Sea Dogs and Pawtucket Red Sox. He has been involved with the Little League Regionals in Bristol, Connecticut,
which is actually the
camera
local
high school playoff. Ken also works as an employment specialist for Fellowship Health Resources.
Is camera 1 still alive? I have a heart shot.
Ken will be signing autographs at the table located next to the press box at the Bo Sox Fan Club table. Here tonight to say those 2 famous words we've all been waiting to hear, we have one of our kids from the Wareham Gatemen Baseball Instructional Clinic.
Right here, pal. 1-1. On the pitcher. I'm already zoomed in on the pitcher. I'm through.
second baseman, number 11, Leon Bird Jr. Harborhawks.
All right. There's some magic by Warren right there.
And we spoke with Darryl Maxwell just a little bit before the game, and he said, you know, it actually didn't take too much work. There was rain this morning when he got here around 10:30. He had Fred Shepard out helping him, but other than that, they've been ready to go. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a foul off and over Wareham Middle School by Bird. Bird comes in with 9 hits on the young summer. He was a late arrival from Rice. He's 4 for 5 on stolen base attempts, and last time out against the Gatemen, he was 1 for 4 and scored a run.
He was 1 for 5 against the Brewster Whitecaps on Thursday.
1-2. Here's the pitch. Swing, ground ball to the right side of the infield. Stancil fields it cleanly, throws over to Podratz, and a 4-3 putout gets things started here in the top of the first.
Good work by Andro Chutura. You got to keep Leon Bird off the base paths. He can run, as he mentioned in the pregame show, 4 stolen bases on the season. Had one on Thursday against the Whitecaps. Falmouth won that game 4-1.
That will bring up the number 2 hitter in the lineup, Joseph Maggi from Arizona. Left-handed hitter, 5'10", 178 pounds, from Phoenix, Arizona. Takes his cracks against Chutura. Here's the pitch. Too far outside. 1-0 to start things off.
Maggi was 0 for 5 against the Whitecaps, hitting 128 on the season from Phoenix, Arizona. Not too far from University of Arizona in Tucson.
Here's the 1-0 offering. Breaking ball there, or off-speed delivery, 1-1. Chutura throws a 2-seamer, a slider, and a changeup. He's been working on those secondary pitches. He told us at the beginning of the summer he's been living off the fastball and needs to improve those other 2 pitches. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Too low with that one. It's 2-1. Maggi last time out against the Gatemen, 1 for 5, scored a run, drove in a run, and was 1 for 2, stealing bags. 2-1 the count. Outfield straight away, as is the infield. Here's the pitch. That's a floater out toward left field, falling fast, and it will, in front of Adam Toth. A 1-out single here for Joseph Maggi. He goes the opposite way, and there's 1 aboard.
Nice piece of hitting opposite field for Maggi. And then now you got Hoskins up with a guy on, and Hoskins can really do some damage. He can hit the ball a very, very long way.
We certainly know that. We saw that firsthand in the first inning the last time these 2 teams played. He had a solo shot off of Kyle Cody. He has 3 home runs on the summer, 12 RBIs. He scored 13 runs. Big guy, 6'4", 225 from Sacramento State. Chutura will check on Maggi. He's back with a head-first dive.
Maggi, 2 stolen bases on the season, has been caught 3 times.
So runner aboard here for Hoskins, who leads the league in runs with 13 and RBIs with 12. Here's the pitch. That one's low from Chutura. Ball 1 to Reese Hoskins.
Maybe some early season MVP. This guy is good.
Big-time power hitter for the Commodores. With that power, he's also struck out 13 times. It's tied for 5th most in the league. Hit and miss.
Yeah.
Runner aboard first, 1 out. Infield at double play depth. Chutura comes to the set below the letters. Here's the pitch. That one's fouled back to the screen. 1 ball and 1 strike.
There are a lot of players in baseball, whether you're talking college, high school, majors, whatever, and that they look like they're good players because they hit a bunch of home runs. But with those home runs do come strikeouts because you're trying to swing so hard. Sometimes you just blow right by the ball.
Yeah, we've seen that with a few guys this summer. Hoskins being the most recent. Here's the 1-1 pitch, a slider there. A little high, they're going to say.
Yale Rosen, another one for Katuitt.
Saw him Thursday and Tuesday.
Maybe Trevor Podratz as well? I don't know.
Podratz, yeah, he struck out a lot. He has 2 home runs for the Gatemen. 2-1 the count on Hoskins. Chitور checks over again on Maggi. The umpires tonight, behind the plate, it's Jeffrey Mertzel. At first base, Steve Sanderson. And at third, Tim Carey. Hoskins, big right-handed batter, wagging his bat above his shoulder. Here's the pitch. High pop-up. That'll get out of play down the left field line.
You know, the ball just goes off his bat, and you don't know where it's going. Sometimes that one looked like when I kind of leaning forward just a little bit. I just kind of went right back, thinking like, no way, this kid's gonna hit another home run.
That's exactly what he did back in the first inning.
It's a scary
last Friday.
bat.
Here's the 2-2 pitch from Chitور in the dirt, blocked well by the catcher Chinea. Gets his first start behind the dish here for the Gatemen. It's his first appearance of the summer. He gets thrown right in there. We saw when Danny Rosenbaum arrived. His first game, he was the DH. He actually pinch hit the first game, and then the next day he was the DH. But Chinea right behind the plate. So full count here on Hoskins. Third check over there on Maggi, who dives back.
Yeah, Chitور has to keep a very close eye on any runners, whether they've got speed or whether they don't, because they'll take advantage. Any way they move around, you never know when there's going to be a pass ball. We saw it with Trey Killian and Matt Walsh the other night.
Wareham has actually been stolen on a league-high 37 times. Catchers have only thrown out 9 of those runners. Here's the 3-2 count. Maggi is off. It's a grounder to third base. Schwanke, his only play is to first, and that's where he goes. So a fielder's choice there. Maggi was off with the pitch. It was a full count. So he moves up to second. Hoskins is retired, and there's 2 away with a runner at second base for Casey Gillespie, the cleanup hitter.
Yeah, with Maggi off with a pitch, that's the only play you've got. Just take what you can handle. Not worth trying to get him at second base, because let's say that ball goes into right field, then Maggi's already on his way to third, and Hoskins could be at first. Excuse me, second.
So Casey Gillespie comes to the plate, left-handed batter from, as we mentioned, Wichita State. Another big guy. He's got a runner in scoring position. Here's the pitch. Chitور spots up the 2-seamer there at strike 1.
You and I were talking about this the other day on the way to Cotuit, how this is the 3rd time that the Wareham has seen Falmouth, but Bourne's only 5 miles away. They've seen Bourne once. It just kind of surprises
We've yet to go
me.
to Doran Park.
It's coming up, though. I think next
in
week.
due time. Here's the 0-1. Chitور comes inside. It's ball 1.
I think it's next week.
I'd have to double check there. But soon enough, you'll be rewarded with a trip.
Yeah.
A shorter road trip.
Yeah. Tomorrow. Oh, no.
So 1-1 the count here to Gillespie. 4 doubles for him on the season. Here's the 1-1. A little too far outside that one tailed, so it's 2 balls and 1 strike.
July 3rd, 6 o'clock at Bourne.
So next Wednesday. Gillespie was 2 for 4 last time out against the Gatemen. Also had 2 hits the first time against Wareham. He's got a hitter's count here and a runner at second. Here's the pitch. Swing, a big cut there, and he waves over that one. It's 2-2.
I've seen a lot of these big hitters, like big in size, these power-type bodies, just put a swing on the ball and then just pull their head right out. They're not really keeping the eye on the ball, something you learn from when you're 3 years old on.
He's another guy with double-digit strikeouts. He has 10 this summer.
I think his size is a little intimidating.
Chitور looking to get another punch out here. Here's the 2-2. Inside swing and a miss. Chitور gets out of danger, leaves the man at second base. He gets Gillespie to go down swinging. It's the first strikeout of the night for Andro Chitور. And after the top half of the first inning here at Spillane Field, no score. We head to the bottom of the first. We'll get you back and get you set with the Wareham lineup when we return. You're listening to the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Back here for the bottom of the first inning at Spillane Field, and the Gatemen coming up to get their first cracks at Craig Schlitter, tonight's starter for Falmouth. And Austin, let's hear the starting 9 for the Gatemen.
And once again, Cole Sturgeon leads it off. He's in center field. Sean McMullen is in right field, batting second. Trevor Podratz at first. Batting third, Schwanke at third base. He's in the cleanup spot. Chris Chinea bats fifth. He's behind the plate. Matt Walsh gets another day off to rest his knees. He's the designated hitter. Ethan Gross bats seventh. Cole Stansel Batting 8th, he's the second baseman. And batting 9th in left field is Adam Toth. And again, as we've already seen in the top of the first, on the mound for the Gatemen is Andro Chutura.
And on the mound for Falmouth, Craig Schlitter. First pitch to Cole Sturgeon, swung on and missed by the Louisville left-handed hitting center fielder.
Sturgeon riding a little bit of a 2-game hitting streak. Just a little bit.
He takes ball 1 there.
Two kind of smaller bodies to lead for the first 2 batters in Sturgeon and McMullen.
Schlitter working fast here. Sturgeon swings and misses at that one. It's 1-2.
You say working fast, the game begins Katuitt. 2 hours, 2 minutes.
1-2 the count on Sturgeon. Here's the pitch. Too far inside, 2-2. Yeah, that was a very quick game. Like you said.
Well, the last one when Fred Shepard and Chris Ellis faced off against each other, that was 2 hours, 11 minutes. Not a lot of runs in this last one, though.
Sturgeon calls time, steps out. He's playing in his 3rd game of the summer. He's only played the Kettleers so far in the last 2 games, 1 for 4 in each of those games. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball, chopped to the right side of the infield. Gillespie will underhand the toss over to Schlitter. And that's how we start the bottom of the first inning. A ground out to the right side of the infield for Cole Sturgeon.
I think it's just a little bit of time before Cole Sturgeon. I mean, we've only seen 2 hits. I think he's 2 for 8 on the season. Have to double check that.
Coming in, yes.
Yes, 2 for 8. So it needs a couple more games. 2-game hitting streak. I mean, he's hitting safely. It's
another guy that needs some more time. He's only played in 1 game. It's Sean McMullen, tonight's right fielder from LSU. Schlitter deals, swing and a miss there by McMullen. McMullen made the season debut on Thursday against the Kettleers. Batted second, played right field. Didn't have a lot of action in the field, but at the plate he was 2 for 4. We'll see how he fares against Schlitter tonight. Off-speed delivery too far, low and away, 1-1. Schlitter making his 3rd start of the summer. He's gone 10 innings, 2 runs, both of them are earned, 3 walks, and 8 strikeouts. Here's the pitch. That fly ball lifted out to left field. Gillikin barely has to move. It's right to him. Puts up the left arm and puts it away for the 2nd out of the inning.
Schlitter led Guilford High School in Connecticut to a state championship.
And put together a pretty good year for the Bryant Bulldogs this past season in college. 14 starts for him.
80 strikeouts and 83 2/3.
He had a 2.58 ERA for a Bulldog squad that made it to the NCAA tournament. Northeast Conference got that automatic bid. Here's the pitch to the number 3 hitter, Trevor Podratz. That's strike 1 on the outer half.
Podratz batting gloveless tonight.
I believe with both home runs, he had the batting gloves on. The 0-1 is pumped in there by Schlitter. Great location. It's 0-2.
Yeah, I kind of want to know why some at-bats they take them off. Do they just forget? I mean, I don't know, but it's kind of an interesting, something you might want to, we might want to take a look at.
The 0-2 pitch is too low. It's inside, 1-2. Some guys like it, some guys don't. Some guys never like it. Some
Jorge
guys
Posada,
like to mix it up.
Doug Mirabelli.
Those are guys that never wear them.
Yeah.
Never wore them. Here's the 1-2 pitch, way far outside. The catcher, Stein, had to move over, flail out his left arm to make that grab. Podratz riding a 7-game hitting streak. Was 1 for 4 against Katuitt back on Thursday. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss there. Podratz fans at that one. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Craig Schlitter. The Gatemen go quietly in the bottom of the first inning, and after 1 full from Spillane Field, no score. You're listening to the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Back here on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network, alongside Austin Pollock, I'm Mike Monaco. We're about ready to get started with the top of the 2nd inning here at Spillane Field. No score after 1. Andro Chutura threw 19 pitches in the first inning. He will face 5, 6, and 7 for the Commodores. It starts with Kevin Newman, the shortstop from Arizona. 13 hits on the summer. He had 3 of those last time out against the Gatemen. Chutura actually steps off, readies himself once again to face Kevin Newman. Here's the first pitch of the inning, inside and low. It's ball 1. Newman from Poway, California, 6'1", 175 pounds, bats from the right side.
Newman was 3 for 5 last time against the Gatemen, and the infield is in, or I mean the corners are in, so maybe looking at a bunt single.
Scored a run, also drove in a run. Only 2 times he didn't reach. 2 strikeouts. He's got a 2-0 count here against Chatura. Chatura made 7 starts this past season for Southeastern Louisiana. Here's the pitch. Nice 2-seamer there that comes back over the heart of the plate, taken by Newman, 2-1. Newman, in his own right, had a great 2013 campaign for the Wildcats. Louisville Slugger freshman All-American, All Pac-12. As here's the 2-1. Swing and a line drive out towards center field. Sturgeon started in. Now he goes back and he leaps and makes the grab.
Nice catch.
The wind might have played a little part in that one, blew it out a little farther, but Cole Sturgeon tracked it down nonetheless, 1 away here in the second.
Kind of jumps for it. I don't know how necessary it was. I thought maybe it was a little necessary, but the wind gave that one a little bit of a ride. Of course, the wind blowing out towards right field.
Sturgeon started in and quickly realized that ball was on a rope, and he had to go back for it. But in any event, 1 away here, and Kevin Crone comes to the plate, the designated hitter tonight. First pitch swing, that's out toward left, but it's right at Toth, and he too grabs it. 1 pitch, and Crone was swinging, and it's another line out right to the left fielder. So 2 quick outs here for Chatura.
Says an opportunity for Chatura to be a very quick inning.
Wasn't the longest of innings, but 19 pitches isn't going to get you too far in games, and he told us after his last start, he knows he needs to go deeper than 5 innings. That brings up Connor Hale, right-handed batter. Here's the pitch, slider too far outside. Hale was 0 for 3 with a pair of strikeouts last Friday against the Gatemen. 11 hits on the summer. He's the third baseman from State College of Florida. Here's the pitch. That's also on a line. Some hard hit balls. That gets through to the outfield, so a 2-out single for Connor Hale.
Second hit of the night given up by Andro Chatura. So it's maybe the hits won't be such a problem. You just got to find a way to get the next guy out.
He's not a guy that misses a lot of bats, but he gets a lot of ground balls, especially with the 2-seamer. He's shown an improved changeup since coming here this summer. But a few hard hit balls in this inning. Hale's at first, 2 outs, and up comes the number 8 hitter, Troy Stein. He had a double last time against the Gatemen, 1 for 2. Slider there from Chatura doesn't get the call. 1 ball, no strikes. Stein also walked twice last Friday, so was on base 3 out of his 4 plate appearances. Chatura will check over there. Hale's back just in time.
I talked to Andro Chatura before the game. I said, how you doing? He said, I'm calm. I'm ready to go. And it's always good when a pitcher says that. Like I said, they don't really say much before the game. Other times on days when they're not pitching, you get a little more out of them.
That one's in the dirt, but it's blocked by Chinea.
I think he was just getting ready for the game, trying to keep his mind kind of clear.
To be honest, I'd be a little nervous if you said, I'm feeling nervous. I'm happy he said he's nice and comfortable.
Yeah. Yep.
But he seems to be that type of guy. Very focused, easygoing.
He's a very laid-back kind of guy, I think.
So 2-0 the count here to Troy Stein. 2 outs, here's the pitch. Swing and a miss there. Stein was swinging out of his shoes on that one.
Yeah, big cut helmet kind of moved around on his head. Maybe he was going to fall off.
Chatura pulled the string there. Nice changeup. So it's 2-1. 2 outs here in the inning. It's a 2-out single by Connor Hale to put the number 7 man aboard first base. Here's the pitch from Chatura. Grounder into the Gatemen dugout, 2-2.
Stein's got a little bit of power. 5 home runs last year for Texas A&M. 23 runs batted in, but he'll strike out a little bit.
He has 10 Ks this summer in 10 games.
There you go. Strikeout a day.
Where Falmouth as a team has the most strikeouts in the league with 115. Here's the 2-2 offering. Swing and a miss there. They go down again.
There's the strikeout.
Second strikeout of the night for Andro Chatura. The runner is stranded at first base. 1 hit, a man left on, no runs, no errors. And after 1.5 here at Spillane Field, still no score. You're listening to the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. 4, 5, and 6 coming up for the Gatemen in the bottom of the second inning here in Wareham, Massachusetts. It'll be Willie Schwanke to lead things off for the Gatemen, going up against Craig Schlitter, who only needed 13 pitches in the bottom of the first at 1-2-3 inning. A ground out, a fly out, and a strikeout. He will face Schwanke, Chinea, and Walsh. The Bryant right-hander kicks back and fires ball 1 to start things off to Willie Schwanke, who is actually leading this team in batting average among players who qualify. Tino Lipson no longer qualifies. He would lead. Here's the 1-0 pitch, fouled right back to the screen near us. 1-1.
I'm excited to see Chris Chinea, who's up next. 6 feet, 220. Just finished up his freshman year at LSU from the Miami area.
One of the newest arrivals on this team. Plugged right into the number 5 hole. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Off speed, and it's too far outside. 2-1.
I was always that kid, little kid. Every time my favorite team, of course the Red Sox, made just the smallest little trade, whether it was like Tony Graffinino, I was excited to watch that guy play.
That's a drive out toward left center field off the bat of Schwanke, but closing fast is Gillikin. He makes the grab on the run for the first out of the bottom of the second.
Gillikin had a long way to go for that one. That was just right in that left center field gap, a place where Schwanke loves to hit. I'm surprised there's no real shift there.
He's gone out there a lot, and we saw him hit into a lot of outs there against Katuitt. He was 0 for 4 there on Thursday, and all those balls hit to center or left field.
Teams might be learning how to figure him out just a little bit.
So Chinea comes to the plate. He takes strike 1. Chris Chinea, 5'11", 220 pounds, a catcher, also a first baseman if you need to. As we were saying, from the Miami area, went to LSU this season. Fly ball out towards right field. Under it is Hoskins, and he puts it away. 2 flyouts to start things off here for Craig Schlitter.
3 flyouts in the game already. The outfield's been busy.
That they have. 2 quick ones here for Schlitter and Falmouth. And up comes number 6 hitter, tonight's designated hitter, Matt Walsh.
Yeah, with the arrival of Chinea, this might be a role we start to see Walsh in, just maybe. I'm not sure. I just have a feeling about it.
He's first pitch swing. It's at Bird, a high chopper. Second baseman fields it, throws over to Gillespie. Another 1-2-3 inning there for Craig Schlitter. 6 up and 6 down. The Gatemen go quietly again here in the home half of the second. No score here at Spillane Field after 2. You're listening to the Cape Cod Baseball League Network.
Andro Chutura back out for his 3rd inning of work. No score here in the top of the 3rd from Spillane Field. Lights are on. It's windy. It's cloudy. Chutura will face Sam Gillikin, Leon Bird Jr., and Joseph Maggi. And joining the booth is Ken Ryan, former Red Sox big league pitcher. Welcome to the booth.
Hey guys, nice to be here.
Thanks for joining us.
Well, the rain held off, it looks like,
Yeah,
and
so far
so good.
It's been playing tricks with us so far.
Can you tell us a little bit about what you've been doing here?
Yeah, I'm here with the Bo Sox Club tonight, and the Bo Sox Club started in 1967, and it's a group of folk that are big Red Sox fans, and they help. They meet about once a month, have a dinner, and they're here tonight giving the award to Wareham for their championship last year, and here just signing some autographs.
That one's into left center base hit. That'll get around, roll to the wall. Towards second is Gillikin. He stops at second with a stand-up double. Looks like Adam Toth and Cole Sturgeon, some miscommunication there out in left center field, but nevertheless, Gillikin on with a leadoff double here in the top half of the 3rd inning. That'll bring up Leon Bird Jr. grounded out to second in the 1st inning.
Yeah, it was a very nice pregame ceremony. We've seen a few of those this summer, but just another one. They do a good job with that.
They do, and this is my first time to Wareham. Though I think I may have pitched here in high school because I'm from nearby Seekonk, Massachusetts. So we may have played Wareham in high school, but but this is a very nice facility they have here, and I'm sure as we get deeper into the summer, the crowds will be picking up. And
Yeah, that's the plan. So from Seekonk to the big leagues, it was 15 years in professional baseball?
Yeah, overall,
Right.
including the minor league baseball. Yeah, I signed out of high school with the Red Sox, and I was 17 years old when I signed. And
Pitch into center field, coming in Sturgeon, that'll fall. Being stopped at third is Gillikin, but back-to-back hits for the Commodores, 2 on, nobody out. That'll bring up Joseph Maggi. He singled back in the first inning.
So signing as a 17-year-old, did you give it any thought, or was it you take it right away and get the chance to play professional
no, I was going to
baseball?
go to the University of Maine, which at the time, which is Division I baseball, and they just came off back-to-back World Series appearances, and but had an opportunity to sign, ended up doing it, and it ended up working out. But it was a long road. Unfortunately, I didn't have the opportunity to play in the Cape Cod League like these players, and some really terrific talent.
Believe it's magic.
We've seen that so far. Showing bunt is Maggi. That one drops. Chuchura flips to the catcher Chinea, and Gillikin is safe. So the first run of the game, sacrifice bunt successful for Maggi, but he is actually on first. That'll bring up Reese Hoskins, but 1-0 Falmouth here in the top of the third. That was kind of a shuffle throw from Chutura, not quite in time, maybe not the best tag out there for Chris Chinea.
Yeah, I thought that was the right play, though, to go home with it, just because Wareham has struggled so much to score this summer, but he had to do it very perfectly on that, and the throw was a little low into the right side of Chinea, and that made it hard for him to get the tag over.
Terry Thompson and Chris Chinea go out to talk with Andro Chutura. So what are you doing now? You're doing some work with Nesson and...
I do some work with Nesson. We get a game in Portland, actually, July 24th. We'll cover the Portland Sea Dogs. And then in August, Nesson covers the Eastern Regional Little League playoffs. And I've been doing that for the last 3 years with Jack Edwards and the crew from Nesson. So it's a lot of fun, and it's great baseball, especially that age group, 12 years and under. And it's baseball at its purest, is what I call it, because there's some tears that come down, and there's a lot of anxiety from the parents in the stands. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, Portland's a great area. I used to intern at the Press Herald for 2 summers, and going out to those Sea Dogs games is really a great time. And I got the opportunity to cover the Yarmouth team 2 years ago in the Cape League. Showing bunt is Hoskins. That one falls. Chutura on the backhand stops, looks at third, throws to first. And that one gets away from Podrats. Now rounding third, going to score is Leon Bird Jr. Stopping at third is Joseph Maggi, and up to second goes Reese Hoskins.
Tough play there. I thought Chutura was so quick off the mound and made a strong throw over to Podrats, and I think he might have just taken his eye off that. It tipped off the top of his glove there. That's a tough one to give up because there's still no outs in this inning. He needs a big out there, and obviously the run scoring too, very important.
That'll bring up Casey Gillespie, struck out swinging in the first.
Well, he did get off the mound. You're right. He made the right decision. First baseman took his eye off the ball.
That one's roped into right field. Going back is McMullen. He's under it. Makes the catch for out number 1. Tagging from third is Maggi. He will score. And now it's 3-0. Falmouth, 3 runs cross, and a little bit of some third inning struggles for Andro Chutura.
Yeah, the 2 hits to lead off the inning and then 2 bunts after that. It doesn't seem like a big inning, but as we've talked about, 3-4 runs, it seems like the Gatemen in many of their losses always give up that one big inning where a team gets 3 or 4 runs, and we're seeing it right here. The error is playing a little bit of a part in it.
So 1 out, 3-0 Falmouth, 3 runs in the inning. It is Hoskins at third. Infield in, at least the corner, Schwanke and Podrats, and bring up Kevin Newman from Arizona. He flew out to center. Nice play made by Cole Sturgeon last time up as he takes strike 1.
We were talking a little bit during the break about how Austin and I both interned at Nesson last summer, but one of the guys we didn't get to meet was Jack Edwards. What's it like working with him?
He's the best. He really is. Just a great guy, and even what you see is what you get. Just a lot of heart, and it's a pleasure for me just to work with him.
Yeah, one thing I always notice, the passion just shines through, and that's fun to watch.
He's got a lot of that, and an avid baseball fan. I just remember him from ESPN, and when I was playing ball, when we get done with the game at 11:30, 12 o'clock at night, I'd turn on ESPN back in our hotel room when we were on the road, and Jack was doing Sports Center.
I've seen those
back
old
then.
clips.
He's just so energetic and passionate about the game, and that just makes you want to watch him. I know a lot of people in the playoffs, once that first round's over, it's like, bring Jack back. Into left field, that's a base hit. Scoring from third is Hoskins. That's the 4th run of the night so far, and the 4th run of the inning for the Commodores. They lead it 4-0. Just another base hit, this one by Kevin Newman. That's the 4th hit of the inning for Falmouth, and Chatura, not the Chatura we've seen in the last 2 starts.
Yeah, or not the last 2 innings either. He pretty much cruised through those, gave up a hit in each of those 2 innings, and things just unraveling a little bit here. And that's the second very hard hit ball from Kevin Newman. Of course, he lined out, like you were saying, to Sturgeon the first time up, and that one just another rope right past Ethan Gross before he had time to get to it. He was playing in a little bit there.
Doesn't look like there's any action in the Wareham bullpen. Kevin Crone, the hitter, designated hitter from TCU, flew out to left his last time up. Runners off, throw from Chinea, the tag. He's safe, so a stolen base for Kevin Newman, number 9 on the season. He's tied for the team lead with Richie Martin Jr., of course, from Florida.
He's just a tough guy to catch. It hasn't been thrown out yet, and Chinea, I thought actually was pretty quick out of the squat there. Got rid of that ball quickly, but Newman just too quick.
Yeah, some speed now at second base. I mentioned that in the pregame show. Got to keep these guys either off the base paths or keep them from running. From that one fouled off his foot. Count is 1-1 with 1 out. 4-0 Commodores here in the top of the 3rd inning.
Crone's brother, CJ, who played for Katuitt down here and was a first-round draft pick by the Los Angeles Angels in 2011. He was recently named to the roster, the U.S. roster of the Futures game.
I think that's going to be at Citi Field, if I'm not, for the All-Star
wherever
game.
the All-Star game is that gets played there as well.
That's coming up. That's in about 2 weeks.
Guy that played down here in Wareham, Anthony Renato, now in the Red Sox organization.
Runners
also
off.
Playing.
Pitch that one over by the right side, going towards the stands. Trevor Podratz giving it a look. It'll go foul. So who are some of the great players that you had the opportunity to play with? Like any guys who are in the Hall of Fame?
Wade Boggs.
Okay.
I got to play with Clemens for 4 years, which was a thrill. Andre Dawson, terrific player. Mike Greenwell.
Pitch chopped to third. Schwanke with a nice play. It's fair. Throw on to first, all the way across the diamond. Nice play by Schwanke. It's a 5-3 put out. Now there's 2 outs. Not going anywhere at second is Kevin Newman. He stays put. As you were saying.
Yeah. When I was with Philadelphia, I pitched with Kurt Schilling. Actually, I signed with Schilling. We both signed the same year with the Red Sox back in '86. And Terry Francona was my manager there for 3 years in Philadelphia. So, I got an opportunity to play with some terrific players and against some Hall of Famers and some great players as well.
Chatura gives a look at second at Newman. What do you think about how Terry's doing over in Cleveland with the Indians?
Doesn't surprise me. I mean, I think he's just such a great communicator. Works great with players. I mean, when we were in Philadelphia, we didn't have a very good team. We struggled, and I think he really learned the ropes there fairly quickly. And when he came over here, I just thought it was going to be a great fit. Obviously, he had the relationship with Schilling when he was in Philadelphia, and it's what they needed at the time. And in many ways, I think just the way he left here was so disappointing. And in many ways, I think he still should be here.
That one's in the dirt, and I stopped by Chineas. Going back to second is Newman. I always talk about, whenever any chance I get, John Farrell coming to the Red Sox to manage. I think a lot of people didn't know what to expect, and I said that last year I think was a problem with the pitchers for the Red Sox. I thought Farrell was a great move.
Oh, I think Farrell's a great move, and I think he's really obviously helped Buchholz, Lester early, though Lester pitched well the other night. Hey, for them to be doing what they're doing, I think everybody's expectations when the season started was, third place. But for them to be in first place, I think it's 13 out of 15 games that they've won at this point, or they're just playing terrific baseball, and it's fun. Hopefully this thing can continue, and they can give us some entertainment throughout the summer.
That one's chopped behind the mound. grabbed and bumping into each other. That was Stancil and Gross. The throw on to first, I believe it was Stancil, in time, but the damage has been done. 4 runs cross the plate for Falmouth, but that is the end. We're through 2.5 here at Spillane Field. Let's send it down to Hillary Bushway.
Player luncheons monthly. Just yesterday we had Mike Karp, we had Mike Napoli the month before. Great access to spring training tickets. We're here with them tonight. And, our website is, you can find a lot more about us on our website at bosoc.com.
So you presented the Gatemen with their championship trophy. Can you tell us how that was?
Sure. Every year we give trophies to all the teams that win amateur leagues in New England. And last year we gave one to the Gatemen, and we thought we should come and give back to it and give it to them again in front of all their fans. So it's great to be able to give it to their TV fans as well as the. This is a very competitive league, and to win that is a real honor. Debbie has a place on the Cape, so you've been to a lot of Cape games, right? Yeah, and the Bosoc Club. Half of our players came through the Cape Cod League, right? Yeah.
Well, Dave and Debbie, thank you so much for talking with us, and it seems like a great organization.
Yeah, if you're a Red Sox fan, this is the place where you really want to be a part of it. Our midday luncheons are a lot of fun and great access to spring training tickets and family day.
Great. Well, thank you guys so much. We'll send it back up to Mike and Austin.
Thank you very much, Hillary. The damage done in the top of the third inning. 4 runs cross the plate for the Commodores, and they lead it 4-0. Here is Ethan Gross. Takes a pitch on the outside corner for strike 1 from Craig Schlitter from Bryant.
We were a little rushed there at the end of the last half inning, but a big thanks to Ken Ryan for joining us up here in the booth. A lot to learn from a guy like that, and just some great stories to hear about.
Yeah, it's really nice to hear him talk about the Little League and working with the Sea Dogs. Of course, I've done a lot of work up in Maine, and with Little League, so it's always exciting to kind of maybe compare stories. But nevertheless, thank you again to Ken Ryan for joining us. 1-2 the count on the shortstop, Ethan Gross. That one's popped up in foul territory over by first base. It's Gillespie, but Bird Jr. making the catch. Comes all the way over from second base. It was a battle of Hoskins, Bird, and Gillespie, but in the end it is Bird to make the catch. And there's one away. That brings up Cole Stancil from St. Leo.
Got a little bit overshadowed there in the last inning, but just a very tough go of it out there for Wareham. You know, Chatura's cruising through 2 innings. The bats, they hadn't woken up yet, but it was still early, and next thing you know, it's 4-0.
Pitch to Stancil. That one's into right, heading over Hoskins in foul territory. Will not make the play. He had a long way to go for that one, so I'm not surprised that that one dropped at the count. 1-1 on Cole Stancil. Adam Toth waits on deck. Despite the weather concerns, and well, I guess that's just about it. Not a terrible crowd here at Spillane.
Very moderate night so far.
1-1 into center, going back, started in, and now coming in again, making the catch is Joseph Maggi in center field. Now there's 2 quick outs.
And you know, Wareham had only faced 20 pitches from Schlitter through the first 2 innings, 7 pitches in the second inning. I think they need to work the at-bats more. This is what we saw against Thursday night against Katuitt. Chris Ellis just didn't have to throw a lot of pitches. It was a lot of first pitch swinging, and it was just very, very tough for the Gatemen hitters to work deep into counts.
So here is Toth. Takes a first pitch called strike over the outside corner. Sturgeon waits on deck. Yeah, that's part of the problem. When you just go out there swinging, you don't get the pitch you want. You don't have time to wait for it. And when you wait for it, who knows what you can do with it. Pitch on the inside corner. Toth takes strike 2. 0-2 the count with 2 outs. 4-0 Falmouth in the bottom of the third inning. Windy out there.
And Falmouth, of course, got all 4 in the top of the third. They scored 4 in the top of the fourth last time these 2 teams met last Friday night.
0-2, that one is chopped foul over to the first base coach, Darryl Maxwell.
Darryl did a great job on the field today. He said it wasn't too much of a problem, but like we were saying earlier, he and Fred Shepard were out there doing the dirty work.
Pitch, that one's in the dirt and briefly gets away from Troy Stein. I believe it is Jared Ruxer from Louisville warming in the bullpen.
It'll be our first look at Ruxer. One of the late arrivals, Louisville went on a great run to the College World Series. We've seen Danny Rosenbaum, Cole Sturgeon, the other two Louisville guys here.
1-2 to Toth. To first, Gillespie on a dive. Needs help. Schlitter is able to win the foot race to the bag, and Toth is retired 3-1. A 1-2-3 inning for Craig Schlitter. And after 3, 4-0 Falmouth on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. We'll be right back. Top of the 4th inning from Spillane Field, 4-0 Commodores. It'll be Troy Stein, Sam Gillikin, and Leon Bird to face Andro Chitura back out there for his 4th inning of work. Stein struck out in the 2nd inning. Pitch swung on a big cut, was going for the fences with that one, counts 0-1. Stein has now 11 strikeouts in 11 games.
Stein was the only guy not to come to the plate last inning for the Commodores.
The 0-1 kicks and fires is Chitura outside. Ball 1-1-1.
Chitura hasn't struggled with his command so much from the standpoint of walking guys, but too many good pitches to hit. We've seen a lot of balls hit right on the screws. 5 hits for the Commodores.
1-1 pitch to second. Charging is Stancil on to first. And a 4-3 put out one away here in the top of the 4th. And I'll bring up Sam Gillikin. He doubled and scored in the 3rd. He continues to kill the Wareham pitching.
Yeah, you know, he struggled the 2nd game against the Gatemen, but that first time out in Falmouth, I mean, he had the big hit in that game, you know, the 2-run. I believe it was a double into left field, and just changed the whole complexion of that game.
Will Corson Carr helping out with the 50-50 raffle. 1 out. Here's the pitch to Gillikin. Swung on a big cut. Had a pitch low in the zone.
In that first game against the Gatemen, Gillikin was 3 for 4, and not just that 2-run double. He drove in 3 runs in total, had the double that we were talking about. Just a tough guy to control that day.
0-1 pitch. In there, a called strike. Sturgeon, a couple steps toward left center, and the right fielder McMullen very, very shallow.
And he's almost playing right behind the second baseman Stancil, going out from the mound.
Pitch, that one gets away from Andro Chitura. That one looks like it completely just fell out of his hand.
Well, he's looking at his footing there on the mound. I think he didn't land cleanly, or a little slippery out there, of course, with the weather. Who knows what it was there, but he immediately looked right down.
1-2 the count on Gillikin. Low ball 2, 2-2, count evens up. Sam Gillikin from Auburn, playing left field tonight. 2-2 the count. That one's ripped right back foul to the screen.
We were saying Chitura has given up 5 hits so far tonight. In his first 2 starts combined, he only gave up 6 hits. This Falmouth offense can really get it done.
2-2 the count, and Chitura's pitch. Inside, 3-2. Gillikin entered the night hitting .364, 8 for 22, 7 strikeouts. Three and 2 the count with 1 out in the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That is the 4th strikeout for Andro Chitura. That's actually the 3rd strikeout for Chitura.
Good squeeze there by Chinea. It was tipped into his mitt. He held on there. Every little thing matters when it's 4-0. If that, we saw a lot of drop 3rd strikes, and a little differently, if that just is a foul ball, who knows? Gillikin gets another shot.
Here's Leon Bird Jr. pitches a ball low in the zone. Grounded out to second in the 1st, singled in the 3rd, came around to score. Chitura stares in, grips the ball, kicks, and his pitch. To shortstop, up with it is Gross. On to first, stretched by Podrats. And a 6-3 put out for Bird. He's now 1 for 3. Still 4-0 Commodores through 3.5. We'll be right back on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. 4-0 Falmouth here on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. It's the bottom of the fourth. It'll be Cole Sturgeon, Sean McMullen, and Trevor Podratz to face Craig Schlitter out for his 4th inning of work. And the first pitch to Cole Sturgeon is a swing and a miss. He's down on the count 0-1. Grounded out to first his last time. Pitch inside corner, it's ball 1, 1-1.
3 perfect innings so far for Schlitter. Only had to throw 32 pitches through those first 3 frames.
Pitch into shallow left, coming in Gillikin, going out Newman. It'll be Gillikin in left to make the catch. So there's 1 out here. Sturgeon is now 0 for 2. That brings up Sean McMullen.
And it's pretty remarkable that we've been able to get this baseball in right now. It didn't look as promising before, but 4 of the 5 scheduled games are underway right now. One of the games, Hyannis, got rained out. We know that it's tough to get games in there. McKeon Park doesn't really drain well, so the Firebirds and Hyannis. That's the only game that didn't play today.
1-0 the count now to Sean McMullen. Flew out to left his last time up. Been 3 flyouts to left so far in this game. That one's into right. Going back is Hoskins. Jumps. That one gets over his head. Rounding first, heading for second is McMullen. Hoskins still going out there now. Rounding second, heading for third, going for a triple. The throw, the tag, he is out. Excellent throw from Leon Bird Jr. to get Sean McMullen at third base. He's now going to chat with Cooper Ferris, but he'll be credited with the double.
Well, that was a bizarre play because Hoskins played that terribly out in right field. He started way in, then realized it was going over his head. He had to go back and jump. Couldn't make the play over there. But he did get the throw in on time, and the relay was on point. I think what Cooper Ferris might have been talking about to McMullen at third base, he motioned up with his hands as if to say, I had said stop, or next time, keep an eye out for this or something. I'll be interested to hear after the fact if he did in fact have the stop sign up.
Pitch to Podratz, that one's fouled off over by the third base coaching box. So another extra base hit, but it's an out. Those are always weird plays. You get the hit, but you're out at the same time.
Yeah, we've seen that now twice this summer. Once with the opposition, that was the first time with the Gatemen.
1-1 pitch to Podratz. That one gets away from the catcher Stein. And had McMullen stayed at second base, that ball that got away from the catcher, McMullen could have been at third with 1 out here, and the first run of the night for the Gatemen just 90 feet away. But base is empty. 2-1 to Podratz. That one's into right. May go foul. Coming in Bird, and then it'll go foul. It was Bird, Hoskins, and Gillespie all giving chase, and that lands foul. 2-2 the count. 2 outs to Podratz. 4-0 Falmouth in the bottom of the fourth.
I think we will see that it was a hit for McMullen, but really, I wouldn't be surprised if that might have been an error. The right fielder, Hoskins, he should have made that play. He just got fooled out there. But it'll be interesting. It is a double for McMullen, so the perfect game for Craig Schlitter is gone.
Kind of a weird way to end it, too. 2-2 to Podratz. That's a bloop behind the mound. Coming in and charging is Berg. Takes it barehanded, throws to first. Nice play from Leon Bird at second base. He retires Podratz 4-3. So despite the double, the perfect game is gone. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Craig Schlitter. Wareham doesn't get any. It's 4-0 Falmouth as we head for the top of the fifth on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network.
We roll on to the 5th inning here at Spillane Field. And for the first time this summer, we will get our first look at the new pitcher for the Gatemen. It's Jared Ruxer, who returns for his second summer on the Cape with Wareham. The right-hander from Louisville, 6'2", 185 pounds. Just finished up his sophomore season with the Cardinals last summer with the Gatemen. Made 8 starts, pitched 36 2/3 innings, and had a 2.94 ERA this past season at Louisville. 19 appearances, 7 starts, 38 1/3 innings, a 5.63 ERA, after a tremendous freshman campaign in which he was named a Louisville Slugger Freshman All-American, Big East Rookie of the Year, you name it, he had the accolade out there in Louisville. And he will come on in relief of Andro Chitura, whose night is done after 4 innings.
A little bit of a rough night for Chitura, and I don't think it was what I expected. I don't think it's what anybody else expected, but maybe it was just one of those nights where you didn't have your A game.
That would certainly seem to be the case. Falmouth leads 4-0 here. I'm Mike Monaco. To my right, Austin Pollock, as Ruxer pumps in strike 1 here to Joseph Maggi, the number 2 hitter.
Ruxer drafted in the 29th round of the 2011 draft by the Cleveland Indians.
Swing and a miss there. Maggi quickly down 0-2. 1 for 1 tonight. Had the bunt in the 3rd inning. Run came around, and then Maggi later came around to score. He also singled in the 1st inning. So the Louisville righty fires home the pitch, bounces it in to Chinea behind the plate. It's 1-2. No, the coaching staff definitely excited to get Jared Ruxer back. You know, we know this team is looking for new vibes, new chemistry, and some more arms as well. 1-2 the count here to start the top of the 5th. Joseph Maggi at the plate. Here's the pitch. Swing, flared out, up and over third base. That'll fall out in left field. Base hit there for Joseph Maggi, his 2nd base knock of the day, and he's aboard for the 3rd time here to start the 5th inning. That'll bring up Reese Hoskins, the number 3 man in the order. Maggi at first, aboard for the 3rd time tonight. Ruxer making his first appearance of the summer. Gatemen trail 4-0. Ruxer from the stretch, he'll check over on Maggi. We saw Andro Chitura pay a lot of attention to Maggi when he was aboard back in the 1st. The final line, by the way, on Chitura: 4 innings, 5 hits, 4 runs, no walks, 3 strikeouts, 62 pitches. That's ball 1 to Reese Hoskins. Rounded into a fielder's choice back in the 1st inning. Then bunted in the 3rd inning. Reached on the error. He scored, drove in a run with that. 1-0 the count here as he faces Ruxer. Kicks and deals. Can't spot that one in there, it's a little low, so 2 balls and no strikes.
Outfield pretty much straight away. Sturgeon maybe a step or 2 toward left center. Infield, middle infield, Gross and Stansel at double play depth.
Check over on Maggi. He's back standing up. Overcast night here at Spillane Field. But more importantly, the rain has held off. As we are now in the 5th inning. Lights are on. Saturday night baseball. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Up high with that one. Hoskins leaned back. It's 3-0.
Maybe a little chin music.
Yeah, it's got to be a ball.
Hoskins was the 4th run to score in the 3rd inning, and that's where
Maggi off with the pitch. Chinea up throwing. Not in time. Head first slide there from Maggi, and he's in with a stolen base.
Stansel made a nice effort to tag him behind his back. I think maybe had Maggi been a little bit slower, would have had a chance.
Maggi swipes his 3rd base of the summer. Been thrown out 3 times as well. Teams just continue to try to run on the Gatemen. We mentioned coming in 37 stolen base attempts. Gatemen catchers are actually 4th best at throwing out would-be base stealers. 3-1 the count. Here's the pitch from Ruxer. That misses high, so 5 pitches and 4 balls, so Reese Hoskins trots on down to first base, and there's 2 aboard here, the first 2 in the inning to start off the 5th. Runners at first and second, and up comes Casey Gillespie. He struck out back in the 1st inning, had a sac fly out toward right field in the 3rd inning. So he's 0 for 1 officially with the RBI. Got a chance here to drive home a few more. Runners at first and second, nobody out. Ruxer on in relief. Here's the pitch. Bounce low. Chinea stops that, 1-0.
Gillespie just has the body and the build of a future major leaguer. Of course, his brother.
I was going to say he has the pedigree, too.
His brother Connor plays for the White Sox.
Played in over 60 games for the White Sox, batting right around .250. He also went to Wichita State, which is where Gillespie will be a junior next season. Ruxer a long look at second. Here's the pitch home. Missing low again with that one. Ruxer struggling with his command this inning.
Kurt McEwen also helping out with the 50-50 raffle.
Another new arrival we have yet to see.
I watched him throw in the outfield at Lowell Park and throwing the ball pretty hard.
Another returning pitcher from last year's team. He's an LSU right-hander. Here's the 2-0 from Ruxer. That's chopped on the ground, up and over the glove of Ruxer. Sturgeon charging. Rounding third is Maggi. The throw is into second. And Joseph Maggi scores the 5th run of the game for the Commodores. It's 5-0 here in the 5th. The RBI single there for Casey Gillespie.
His first hit of the night.
First 3 guys have all reached base here in the 5th inning against Jared Ruxer. Still with nobody out, it's first and second and a run already home. That'll bring up the sweet swinging Kevin Newman. He's had a hot start to this one, a sharp line out, and then a hard hit single past the shortstop Gross back in the 3rd. That drove home a run. He comes to the dish looking to do a bit more of just that, drive home runs. Commodores already with 5 in this one. Ruxer sets at the letters, kicks and deals. First pitch swing, it's down the third baseline. Schwanke knocks it down. He will throw to first. And safe. Newman beats that one out. Schwanke bobbled it. It was a hard hit ball right at him. Elected not to tag third base and get the force there. Instead, he throws across the diamond. Tough play. We know Newman has a lot of speed there. Podrats didn't handle that one cleanly. It was a low throw. In any event, bases loaded and nobody out.
Yeah, I don't know if I really agree with that decision by Schwanke. Could have tagged the base, gotten Hoskins there. And really also I noticed as soon as he bobbled the ball and then got in his glove, he clutched and he pounded the ball in the glove and then threw the ball. Had he not have clutched, might have had Newman at first base.
Regardless, bases loaded, nobody out, a run already home in the inning. Kevin Crone takes strike 1.
I mean, any split-second action like that, because you can get a guy out in a split second. So a couple things that Schwanke did wrong over there at third base.
The play was in front of the third base bag. Not entirely sure if he would have had enough time to get back and tag the base.
And I'm not saying he would have had time to tag the base and throw to first. No way.
Right, but I'm saying I don't even know if he would have had time.
Right, but you had to have gotten one out rather than nothing.
0-2 to Crone. That's bounced in the dirt, blocked by Chinea. The runner Hoskins stays at third base.
Got to mention that still no outs in the inning.
And
doesn't make anything better.
And a powerful hitter at the plate, Kevin Crone, tied for the league lead with 17 hits coming in. Leads the league with 7 doubles. No one else has more than 4. Here's the 1-2 pitch from Ruxer. Swing, a hard hit ball that gets over the glove of Gross. Hoskins will score. They will hold Gillespie at third. It's another RBI single here in the top of the 5th inning. And the first 5 guys have all reached base for the Commodores.
2
against
runs
Jared
in.
Ruxer.
And 2 runs in. Just singles is what's doing it, single after single. And Wareham, a team that when they get a hit, it's mostly a single. Not that many extra base hits, but they're not coming consecutively. It's plays like this, where there's single after single. You can find a way to score.
That brings up Connor Hale. He takes ball 1. On the play with Newman, where it went to third base, an error was charged there to Schwanke. We mentioned he didn't field it cleanly, and the throw was also a little low. So he gets charged with an error. That's a foul over by the Wareham dugout. 1-1 here to Connor Hale. 1 for 2 tonight, a single back in the second. He was stranded at first, then he grounded out to second base in the third. Here's the 1-1 offering from Ruxer. That's flicked foul by Hale. 2 strikes on the third baseman from the State College of Florida.
Yeah, that college is a mouthful. There's more to it. That's just our shortened version.
Manatee, Sarasota.
Manatee, Sarasota.
1-2 the count. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Hale just fanned at that one. A half-hearted swing. He goes down, and it's the first out of the inning. A big one there as Ruxer gets out number 1.
Not if you're Jared Ruxer, this is not the welcome back you want.
Tough start there in this inning. 2 runs home in the inning. Falmouth leads 6-0. 1 out, bases still loaded, and up comes Troy Stein. 0 for 2 so far tonight. Here's the pitch from Ruxer. Spots the fastball nicely down low. It's 0-1.
He plays for the Bruins. He won't be back with the Bruins. They're not that money.
Ruxer's had to labor through this inning. Here's the 0-1. Chinea tried to frame that one, but it misses outside. 1-1. Ruxer already up and over 20 pitches. Could really use a double play here. Middle infield at double play depth. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss there. Stein tried to check it, but he could not. Ruxer just pumped in the fastball there. Sort of high. It's 1-2 now.
Action in the Wareham bullpen. It might be Dylan Ortman. I think it is Dylan Ortman.
Ruxer kicks and fires, misses low. 2-2. We've seen Ortman come on and be a long reliever at times. We've seen him work a few innings at a time, 1 inning.
I think he's been better working the longer innings.
He certainly has. That started with that first outing when he went 4 2/3. I believe it was against Katuitt or maybe Harwich. As that one's popped.
I think it was Harwich.
Near the Falmouth dugout, Chinea puts it away. Right near the on-deck circle for the second out of the inning. So Stein is retired. Back-to-back outs here. Ruxer trying to limit the damage to just 2 runs in the inning. The bases are loaded, as they were with no outs. But Hale struck out. Stein just popped out in foul territory, and up comes the number 9 man, Sam Gillikin. 1 for 2 tonight. He started that big 4-run third inning with a double, and then he struck out back in the 4th. Here's the pitch from Ruxer. Can't locate that one. It's low for ball 1.
Double barrel action in the bullpen. I believe it's Ortman. I'm having a hard time seeing who the other guy is. It just might be Dalton Brown.
That one's fouled out of play to the left side. 1-1. Could be a strenuous night on the bullpen when your starter goes 4, and then your reliever comes in, making his first appearance of the summer.
He's struggling as well.
He's right near 30 pitches. Here's the 1-1. That's laced out toward left field, down the line. That'll get down. Fair ball. 1 run will score. 2 runs will score. And here comes the 3rd run. A play at the plate, but it's not in time. As Crone crosses the plate, a 3-run double there for Sam Gillikin. And Falmouth has broken this one open completely. It is 9-0 here at Spillane Field.
That's the 2nd double of the night for Gillikin. And that's 5 runs in the inning already. 9-0. This is a night where the pitching is not good. But the hitting's not good either so far.
Doesn't matter if you give up 9 runs. Here's the pitch from Ruxer to Leon Bird, the 9th batter of the inning for the Commodores. He's 1 for 3 in this one, already making his 4th plate appearance here in the 5th inning. 2 outs, runner in scoring position. Rucks are trying to keep Sam Gillikin at second. Here's the pitch. He misses high. It's 2-0.
And Rucks are clearly disappointed with himself. 5 runs in the inning. I believe 4 of them will be earned, not all 5. But yeah, just not a good night, not a way to return.
9-0 Falmouth leads here. Top of the 5th inning at Spillane Field. Here's the pitch from Ruxer. Can't locate that one, too far outside, 3-0.
Talk about a lot of runs. I think it was last night the Cleveland Indians scored 19.
And that was just in one game of a doubleheader. Terry Francona led it, Cleveland Indians. Here's the 3-0 pitch. That's spotted up nicely. Strike 1 here to Leon Bird.
I never really expected that Terry Francona would pop in twice during one of our broadcasts this summer.
Got to thank the great Ken Ryan for that one. Here's the 3-1 from Ruxer, swinging a foul straight back. Runs the count full to Bird.
Yeah, Ruxer needs to get out of this one fast.
Falmouth came in 3rd in the league with 62 runs. They've put a 9 spot up so far against the Gatemen. The outfield playing fairly shallow. Shaded a bit toward left field is Sturgeon. Here's the payoff pitch. Ruxer actually will check back at second. Gillikin trots back.
Every player in the Falmouth lineup except for Reese Hoskins and Troy Stein has a hit in this one.
2 hits for the man at second, Sam Gillikin. 2 doubles. As here's the 3-2 pitch, chopped to the right side of the infield. Podrat stays down on it. He'll toss to Ruxer. Just in time, we hear the loud call there by the first base umpire, Steve Sanderson. A bang-bang play. And Ruxer finally gets out of the inning, but not before the Commodores pour on 5 more runs here at Spillane Field. Falmouth now out in front 9-0. You're listening to the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. We'll be right back with the bottom of the 5th inning. Bottom of the 5th coming up here at Spillane Field. You're listening to the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Here with Austin Pollock, I'm Mike Monaco. We've reached the halfway point in this one. Commodores out in front in a big way. Craig Schlitter back out for his 5th inning of work. First pitch swinging there is Willie Schwanke, and that falls in front of the center fielder, Maggi. So Schwanke has a base knock to get things going here in the 5th. First pitch swinging against Craig Schlitter, who only had to throw 42 pitches through 4 innings. 12 up, 12 down for him. The Gatemen did have 1 hit out of those 12 batters, though. McMullen doubled on a hit to right field, but then was gunned down trying to stretch it into a triple. So the second hit of the day for Wareham. Schwanke at first, and up comes Chris Chinea for his 2nd at-bat of the summer. Pitch gets away from Stein. Moving up is Schwanke. So a runner in scoring position here for Wareham. Nobody out here, home half of the 5th inning. Chinea, his first time up, flew out to the right fielder, Hoskins, and he digs back in for his 2nd time here.
Wild pitch charged to Schlitter.
Schlitter kicks and deals the 1-0, bounces that one in, backhanded by Stein. Chris Chinea just finished his freshman season at LSU and just arrived to town on Thursday night. Here's the 2-0 hit to the right side of the infield at Bird, who fields it and throws over to Gillespie. The runner, Schwanke, moves up to 3rd as Chinea does his job and gets the man over.
Yeah, really, any way you could just move the runners over now. It's 9-0. You're trailing by almost 10. It's the 5th. It's not like the game's over, but 9 runs is a lot to make up. The Gatemen haven't scored, I believe, any more than 5, maybe 6 this season. I think it's 5. I could even be wrong about that.
Well, they'll need to claw back in this one as up comes the number 6 man in the lineup, Matt Walsh, who grounded out to Leon Bird his first time up. Takes ball 1 with the breaking stuff from Schlitter. Here's the pitch. That's chopped high to the right side of the mound. Schlitter feels it, throws over to first in time. The runner, Schwanke, had to pause at 3rd. He remains there.
Schlitter, the name just a little bit of a mouthful. That's Schlitter. It's a tough one.
Not the toughest name we've had this summer.
What other tough ones have we had? DeKroger.
Sheehan Planas Artiago
don't even get
might
me
be the
started.
front runner from Chatham. 2 outs. Schlitter, first pitch, breaking ball there to the 7-man, Ethan Gross. That's good for strike 1. 2 outs, a man at third base. Home half of the 5th inning. Here's the pitch, another breaking ball, fooling Gross, who swung over that one. 2 strikes.
Trying to think what other tough ones we've had. Stankiewicz from Hyannis.
Strike 3 called. Schlitter paints the black there. Strands the runner Schwanke at third base. Another quick inning for the Bryant right-hander. He is cruising through 5 innings here at Spillane Field, as is Falmouth. It's 9-0 here. Commodores out in front. You're listening to the Cape Cod Baseball League Network.
Top of the 6th, Jared Ruxer back out there. Gave up 5 runs in the 5th inning. He's back out there for his 2nd inning of work. It's 9-0 Commodores. And Wareham really not showing the patient bats. Last inning was just the first inning that was not a 1-2-3 inning for Craig Schlitter. Allowed a leadoff single to Schwanke, and then Chinea grounded out. Walsh grounded out, and then Gross struck out. It's a called strike to Joseph Maggi. He leads it off for the Commodores, has 3 singles. Pitch outside corner, strike 2, 0-2. He scored in the 3rd and scored in the 5th. He's been trouble on the base paths as well for Wareham pitching. The 0-2 to Maggi. Line back at Ruxer, gets out of the way, rolls into center field. That is the 4th single of the night for Maggi. He is 4 for 4. Excellent piece of hitting for Maggi tonight. This might be one of the best offensive performances we've seen for an opposition. And I'll bring up Reese Hoskins. He scored 2 runs, but he's one of the members of the Commodores that does not have a hit. Walked in the 5th and scored, reached on an error by Chutora in the 3rd and scored, and grounded into a 5-3 fielder's choice in the 1st. And the pitch from Ruxer is in there for a called strike. Ruxer checks on Maggi over there at first. He's back safely. Next up is Casey Gillespie, the first baseman from Wichita State. Wind blowing out towards right center. Outfield straight away. Pitch. Swinging a big cut by Hoskins. He's down on the count 0-2. No outs. 9-0 Commodores. Not a good night for Wareham pitching. And the Gatemen offense has been rushing through pitches. Been an easy one so far for Craig Schlitter from Bryant. 0-2 pitch to Hoskins. Swing and a miss. It's going to be drop 3rd strike, but there's a runner on. So Hoskins automatically retired. That is the 2nd strikeout. 2nd swinging for Jared Ruxer, and there's 1 down, a runner on 1st. Infield will now move to double play depth for Casey Gillespie. Struck out in the 1st. Sacrifice fly to right in the 3rd. Singled, came around to score in the 5th.
Back to your point on Maggi for just a moment. I was trying to figure this out. They have him listed on the official scoring as 3 for 3 in this one. And back in the 3rd inning, remember he bunted there. That was the 3rd batter of the inning. So Gillikin led off with a double, then Bird singled, and Maggi bunted and the run scored on that one. They have it as a sacrifice bunt, even though he ended up reaching base.
That's a unique play right there. Pitch to Gillespie's in there, a call strike. 0-2 the count. Ruxer starting to find the strike zone a little bit. Keep the ball off the bats of Falmouth hitters. 1 out, 0-2. Runner at first is Joseph Maggi. 1 away on the strikeout for Hoskins. Pitch to Gillespie, low and away. It's ball 1. 1-2. Sturgeon was a couple feet toward left center field.
Ball 1, maybe?
Kevin Newman waits on deck. One, two to Gillespie. in the dirt, stopped by Chinea, gives a look over at first. Maggi not on the move, so the count's 2-2 to Casey Gillespie.
Roxor's been missing low a lot in this game. Not just last inning, which is primarily where he was missing his spots, but right here he's now missed a few in this at-bat on the low side to Gillespie, and I think that's, where the command issues lie for him. He's not missing up at all, and really his side-to-side location has been pretty spot on as well.
And Chinea's done a nice job behind the plate stopping, not really, I don't know if there are any pass balls. He's done a nice job stopping wild pitches as well. Pretty good defensive. That one's on the ground to second. Stansel to second to Gross, on to first, dug out by Podrats. It's a double play. 4-6-3 double play turned by Stansel, Gross, and Podrats. So the leadoff single canceled for Joseph Maggi. And after 5.5, 9-0 Commodores here at Splain Field on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Cole Stansel will lead it off for the Gatemen. Wareham trails 9-0 here in the bottom of the 6th. It'll be Stansel, Toth, and Sturgeon. First pitch to Stansel is in there, called strike. In Wareham, this thing's going to have to be very patient. They've been chasing every pitch from Craig Schlitter outside.
Just 51 pitches through 5 innings. It's exactly what we saw on Thursday night. Just very brief at-bats against Chris Ellis. It's been more of the same tonight.
Low 2-1. They're going to have to find a way just to wait for the right pitch, because then they're just wasting at-bats. Many at-bats wasted so far tonight. Just 2 hits for the Gatemen. Pitch to Stansel. That's ripped opposite field down the right field line. That'll roll fair. Going over is Hoskins, rounding first and almost tripping is Stansel. Throw into second. He's in there with a leadoff double. Nice piece of hitting for Cole Stansel to get things going. That's the 3rd hit of the night for the Gatemen.
Very nice piece of hitting, but the big thing that I liked there was coming out of the box, he was thinking right away, he was thinking, I'm getting a double out of this. And not to critique Sean McMullen, but I don't think he even expected to have a chance to get a triple when he was up in the 4th inning and had that double. I think he was thinking, okay, that's a double, and then once he rounded second, he was like, okay, I can turn this into 3. And then you see the difference there. Stansel rolls in with the double.
Toth to first. Gillespie needs help. Schlitter will step in the bag and win the foot race. 1 out, but moving to 3rd is Cole Stansel. And I'll go to the top of the order. Cole Sturgeon now. He's 0 for 2. Anything you got to do to move the runners over, and that's exactly what Adam Toth did there.
That's what Cooper Ferris talks about when he says handle the bat. You've got a runner on second, nobody out. Do whatever you can to pull that ball if you're a left-handed hitter. Get it to the right side of the field, whether it's the infield, the outfield, because then you have a very good chance of getting the guy to 3rd.
There's Cole Stansel. There's a big gap out there in right center. Nothing. The pitch in the dirt, stopped by Stein, rolls over toward the 3rd base fungo side. McMullen waits on deck. One and 1 out.
Sturgeon 0 for 2 in this one.
1-1. To first, Gillespie on his way home is Stansel. Gillespie steps in the bag. Out number 2, but a run in. Stansel scores. It's 9-1 Falmouth. So a sacrifice ground out for Sturgeon. 2 away, but a run in, and that'll bring up Sean McMullen. Doubled in the 4th, was thrown out trying to stretch it into a triple, and flew out to left in the 1st. So McMullen from LSU. No precipitation. That was a threat all night, and so far so good. It's 8:37 here on the East Coast. Pitch to McMullen, slapped opposite field. That one will go foul.
It's very important for the Gatemen to get a run any way they can. Who knows if they get 8 more, but just to at least get the offense going after they were shut out last time. It's tough to come back from back-to-back shutouts.
0-1 pitch to McMullen. That one's up and in. It's 1-1 now.
would just be a tough way to go through. This is obviously a tough stretch for the team, but to at least feel like you're getting some sort of offensive production, I think will boost things a little bit.
Very hazy and foggy out there in the outfield. The 1-1 to McMullen. That one's a high fly ball towards shallow right. Going back was Bird Jr., but making the catch is Hoskins for out number 3. The Gatemen get one, a double for Stancil, and the RBI pop out for Sturgeon. RBI ground, Sturgeon. It is 9-1 Commodores. We head for the top of the 7th at Spillane Field on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Jared Ruxer back out to the mound. 9-1 Commodores in the top of the 7th. Jared Ruxer back out there. A shaky 5th inning for Ruxer. 6 went a little bit better, and he'll give it a shot. A third time's the charm. He faces Kevin Newman. Pitches high, 1-0. It'll be Newman, Crone, and Hale to bat against the right-hander from Louisville. That one's behind the mound. Giving chase was Gross on the backhand. I think he had it. No, it was into center field. A base hit for Kevin Newman. That's the third time he's been on tonight. Second hit. And here's Kevin Crone. Single in the 5th. Came around to score. Grounded out to 3rd in the 3rd. Flew out to Adam Toth in left field in the 2nd inning.
Yeah, I've been really impressed with Kevin Newman tonight, and in all 3 games that we've seen the Commodores, he's now has hits in 7 of his last 8 games. 2 hits tonight. He had 3 last time against the Gatemen. He's just a very nice shortstop, offensively and defensively. We've seen it on the base paths too.
Yep, pitch in there, a called strike to Crone. I've also been impressed with Maggi. I mean, scorebook says 4 for 4, but whatever. He's got a hit in every at-bat. 0-1 the pitch to Crone. Swing and a miss. The pitch pretty much right down the middle. Big cut for Crone. Counts 0-2. It's starting to get very foggy out there in right field. 0-2 the count on Crone. No outs, runner at first. The pitch, chopper to short. Gross starts in, goes back, flips to second. Stancil on to first, and not in time. So Crone reaches on a 6-4 fielder's choice. Newman retired to get his speed off the base paths. So here's Connor Hale, singled in the 2nd, grounded out in the 3rd, struck out in the 5th. He is 1 for 3.
Yeah, that ball just bounced so high to Gross, he didn't even have a chance to turn 2 there because he had to wait under that one for so long.
Pitch line to second, making the catch. Stancil back to first, and a leap by Podras. That one gets away. Giving chase over by the Falmouth dugout is Chinea. Not going anywhere is Kevin Crone. So smart right there for Chris Chinea to go back up the throw, because had nobody been there, Crone could have been on his way to second base.
Yeah, that's why you always run down to first as a catcher. It gets laborious at times, but for plays like that, when you're there and you keep the guy at first.
2 outs, trying to double up Crone, but Hale lines out to Stancil. It'll be Troy Stein. He's 0 for 3. Pitch up and away, ball 1.
As we were mentioning a few innings back, Stein just one of 2 guys, along with Reese Hoskins, without a hit in the Falmouth lineup. Falmouth 11 hits tonight.
1-0 pitch to Stein. 2-0. 9 runs, 11 hits, no errors for Falmouth. 1 run, 3 hits, 2 errors for Wareham. So the offense and the pitching a struggle tonight, except Ruxer settled down a little bit, but still allowed 5 runs in the 5th. 2-0 the pitch to Stein. Ball 3, pitch was low in the zone. 3-0, 2 outs, 9-1 Commodores. Kevin Crone on first base, reached on a 6-4 fielder's choice. 3-0 pitch to Stein. In there a called strike, 3-1.
You're talking about the struggles for the Wareham pitching tonight. It's just been a completely different story for Craig Schlitter. 5 innings in each of his first 2 starts. He's gone 6 strong through this one.
Pitch to Stein, that one's fouled. into the stands behind the Falmouth dugout.
And he could have a lot more in him, too. I mean, he was only at 62 after that last sixth inning.
He could go the distance.
I don't know if they would need him to in this one, though.
No. Stein, another guy without the batting gloves here. 3-2, 2 outs, runner at first. 9-1 Falmouth. Ruxer's pitch, runner off, and it's high, ball 4. Crone was off the pitch. He now goes to second. It is Stein with the walk, and that'll bring up Sam Gillikin. What a night he has had. Doubled and scored in the third, struck out in the fourth, doubled in the fifth. 2 for 3 with 2 doubles. A good night for the Auburn left fielder.
Yeah, and coming into tonight's game, only 8 hits on the summer for him. And the first time around against Wareham, he had 3 of those hits. And so he's got 2 more tonight. Half of his hits this season have been against Wareham.
Boy, does that stat just stand out to you? He's been a Wareham killer. That seems like it's
he
been
he and Will Remillard from Cotuit.
That just seems like that's been something for many offenses against Wareham. Of course, Wareham enters game 2-11. Last in the division, last in the league. That one sliced foul off to the left over by the middle school. 1-1 the count. Sturgeon shaded over toward left center.
Way over toward left center. We've seen that's where Gillikin went. Back in the 5th inning with that double.
1-1 the count to Gillikin. Ruxer's pitch. Swing and a miss. 1-2 the count on Gillikin. Big cut.
See, that's the flash of what you can expect out of Jared Ruxer. That's a pretty quick-moving fastball there. Great location on the outer half to a left-handed hitter. There's just no way Gillikin's going to be able to do much with that, even if he can make contact.
1-2 the pitch. Up, ball 2, 2-2. And Ruxer, I think, just kind of had to dust off the cobwebs. He's been pretty good since that rough 5th inning, but boy, was that 5th inning maybe more than just cobwebs.
Yeah, it was a tough one to get through. 4 hits in that one.
2-2 the pitch. That one's a broken bat over by Ruxer. Charging is Gross. Will not have a play. Going back, he will try to tag Crone. It's going to be Chinea to make the play on Kevin Crone. 9-1 Falmouth as we finish up the top of the 7th. We head the 7th inning stretch time from Spillane Field. We head for the bottom of the 7th. 9-1 Falmouth on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. 9-1. The Commodores in the lead. Trevor Podratz will lead it off at the bottom of the 7th against Craig Schlitter. Back out there again. Schlitter has been extremely good tonight.
Yeah, he really has just cruised through these first 6 innings, 62 pitches. To put that in perspective, Jared Ruxer in 3 innings of work has had to throw 63 pitches.
Here is Trevor Podratz. Pitch is outside, ball 1. It's now pretty much almost, I'd say, 75% foggy throughout the outfield. 1-0 pitch was outside. 2-0 to Trevor Podratz from Hawaii. 0 for 2. Struck out in the first, grounded out in the 4th. Was the 3rd out of the inning in the 1st and the 3rd out of the inning in the 4th. Pitch, a high fly ball toward deep center. Going back is Maggi. Makes the catch for out number 1. Loud fly out for Podratz to the deepest part of the ballpark.
Yeah, he got jammed a little bit on that too. Didn't hit it squarely. But that ball still carried a lot. It's 412 to deep center, and Maggi had to backpedal a few lengths in front of the warning track out there. But Schlitter just continues to cruise, and he was good for the Commodores last summer. That's something we haven't even mentioned yet. He made 7 starts for Falmouth last summer, a 2.72 ERA, 41 strikeouts, only 8 walks. And this is his 3rd start of the summer, and it's his best one yet.
Here's Willie Schwanke. Pop foul.
See, that's a lot of what we're seeing, just the first pitch swinging. And we've seen some hard-hit balls off of that, but it's just tough to really grind a team and grind a pitching staff and the bullpen and really make those guys work.
Yeah, first pitch swing will result in outs. The 0-1, that one gets away from Stein. No runners on. Of course, 1 out here. 9-1 Commodores in the bottom of the 7th. Schwanke flew out to left in the 2nd inning and singled in the 5th. Advanced to second on a wild pitch. The 1-1 to Schwanke. Inside, 2-1 the count.
Get you some out-of-town scores here. YD in a game that's gone final beat Brewster 4-3 at Red Wilson Field. That game actually got started early at 4:45.
2-1 is sliced foul, backing out of play.
In the bottom of the ninth, Bourne has come back to take a 4-3 lead against Catuit. The Braves were trailing 3-1 within this past inning, but they've battled back here in the bottom of the ninth. They're up against Catuit. Bourne trying to get back to 500 at 7-7.
2-2 from Schlitter is up ball 3. 3-2, a full count to Schwanke.
Orleans Hyannis, as we mentioned earlier, got rained out. And in the only other action at Veterans Field, Chatham up on Harwich 5-2 in the top of the 6th.
Bourne has been playing some pretty great baseball since that game here. 3-2 is a called strike 3. Schwanke thought it was ball 4. He already threw the bat and was on his way to first, but home plate umpire Jeff Merzel rings him up.
Schwanke did not like that. We've seen him do that a lot. Start is when it's a full count, he just kind of starts moving toward first. And 2 out of the 3 times we've seen him do that, he's taken the third strike looking.
Chinea to first. Gillespie takes it himself. 3 unassisted for out number 3. A 1-2-3 inning for Craig Schlitter. We head for the top of the 8th. 9-1 Falmouth here on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network.
8th inning coming back at you here at Spillane Field on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Dylan Ortman is the new pitcher for Wareham. 3rd pitcher of the night for the Gatemen. He comes on in relief of Jared Ruxer, who made his season debut after arriving from Louisville through 63 pitches, and he gives way now to Ortman. After tossing 3 innings, he gave up 7 hits, 5 runs, 2 walks, and had a pair of punch-outs. So now it's Dylan Ortman's turn to go up against this Falmouth lineup. He will face the top of the order. It's Leon Bird, the second baseman, to start things off here for the Commodores as we embark on the top of the 8th. Ortman kicks and fires, first pitch swinging, and that's fouled back by the middle school, 0-1. Dylan Ortman has made 5 appearances this summer. He's worked 10 innings, a 3.60 ERA. Last time out we saw him Tuesday night against Catuit, the 0-1. That tail's too far outside, 1-1. Against the Kettleers that Tuesday night, 2 1/3 innings, 2 hits, 1 run. It was earned, 2 walks and 2 strikeouts as he faced 10 batters. The 1-1 is low. 2 balls now to Leon Bird, making his 5th plate appearance of the night. So far 1 for 4, and he's scored a run. Here's the 2-1 offering. That's lifted out toward right field. McMullen over to his left. He makes the grab and puts away for out number 1 here to start off the top of the 8th inning. Bird flies out to right. Up comes the number 2 hitter, Joseph Maggi, who has had quite the day. Listed at 3 for 3. He also had the bunt. Maybe a hit. Still waiting to get the official scoring on that, but in any event, he's been aboard all 4 times. He's driven in a run and scored twice. First pitch there, pumped in by Ortman, but it misses up and away for the first ball. Ortman has been reliable out of the pen for the Gatemen. Here's the 1-0. Can't spot that one. It's 2 balls and no strikes. There is a bit of activity, some right-handed action out there for the Gatemen. Looks like Bradley Roney warming up. Here's the 2-0 from Dylan Ortman. Breaking ball there. Spotted in there nicely. 2 balls and 1 strike. Slider there from Ortman. He also throws a fastball and a changeup. Here's the 2-1 pitch coming inside there. Doesn't get the corner, and it's 3-1 to Joseph Maggi. Another guy that came in with not a lot of hits this summer, just 6 in 47 at-bats. Has 3, maybe 4 tonight. He takes ball 4 there and reaches for the 5th time tonight. Maggi sprints on down to first base. And up comes the number 3 hitter, Reese Hoskins. One of just 2 guys in the Commodores lineup without a base hit tonight. The other being Troy Stein, the catcher. So Hoskins comes up. He struck out his last time up in the 6th. Maggi at first, 1 out. Ortman kicks and fires. A nice slider there. Gets the lower outside corner. It's 0-1. 9 runs, 12 hits, no errors for Falmouth. 1 run on 3 hits and 2 errors for the Gatemen. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Too far outside with the slider there. Chinea scooted to his right to keep it in front of him. Casey Gillespie is on deck for the Commodores. He's driven in 2 runs tonight. Very foggy night here. Wind still swirling around as the 1-1 is fired in there by Ortman. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Fog has definitely picked up, as Hillary Bushway has pointed out to us. 1 out, man on first, top of the 8th. Ortman, first appearance of the first inning of work tonight, I should say. 1-2, that's fouled over to the Wareham dugout. Bounces out to Schwanke at third. So Hoskins will dig back in. Been a force in the middle of this Falmouth lineup. 13 runs scored, 12 RBIs, 3 home runs entering tonight's action. The 1-2 from Ortman, that's chopped on the ground at the shortstop Gross. He flips to Stancil. The throw on to first is just in time. A 6-4-3 twin killing for Dylan Ortman and the Gatemen as Wareham gets out of this one unscathed. We head to the bottom of the 8th inning here on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Falmouth out in front 9-1. We'll be right back. Back here on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. I'm Mike Monaco. To my right is Austin Pollock. New pitcher on for the Commodores. It's Nick Manapelli. Makes his 2nd appearance against the Gatemen this summer. Also a change behind the plate. Cameron O'Brien comes on for Troy Stein to do the catching. O'Brien spent his freshman season at Louisville, so he was a teammate of guys like Jared Ruxer, Cole Sturgeon. For that 1 year, then he spent this past season at Northeast Texas Community College and will play next year at West Virginia. First pitch from Manapelli is strike 1 to the number 6 man in the lineup, Matt Walsh, 0 for 2 tonight with a pair of groundouts. Final line on Craig Schlitter. We'll get you that in a moment. Here's the 0-1. Swing chopped up the middle. Bird ranging to his right. He's going to throw on the move. It's a low throw, and it's not handled cleanly by Gillespie. It was a very low throw, but it was a high bouncing ball. Very slow bouncing ball, too, and Gillespie just couldn't handle it. It was almost like he was just getting that one bounced in like a tennis ball or something.
Yeah, Berta to play it on the backhand makes it always a little tougher, but his speed obviously allows him. Pitcher's almost going, that ball is almost going in the outfield, so he's got the range over there at second base.
Gatemen get a runner aboard here. Start off the bottom of the 8th inning, trailing by 8 runs. Up comes Ethan Gross. First pitch swing fouls it back to the screen. Manapelli making his 4th appearance of the summer. He's worked 4 1/3. 1 run it was earned. 1 walk, 6 strikeouts. Against Wareham the first time around, he got the save. Worked 1 1/3 in that one, no hits, no walks. He fires in the 0-1, it's too far outside. 1 ball and 1 strike to Ethan Gross, who's 0 for 2 in this one. A foul pop out and a strikeout looking.
Walsh reached on the error charge to Casey Gillespie.
Tough play there for him to handle. 1-1. That's too far outside. 2 balls and a strike. Manapelli, 6'3", 225 pounds from Youngstown State. Originally from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. He had 7 saves at Youngstown State this past season. The 2-1, driven on the ground to the right side of the infield. Gillespie will go to second. That's in time. On to first, but Gross legs it out there to avoid the double play. Good hustle there from the Memphis shortstop. So a 3-6 fielder's choice there. Results in Walsh being gunned down at second. That's the first out of the inning. Up comes the number 8 man, Cole Stancil. He doubled down the right field line back in the 6th. 1 for 2 night for the second baseman from St. Leo.
Scored the only run in the 6th as Brock Stewart is on deck. I haven't seen him in a while.
That's the spot in the lineup that was held by Adam Toth, the 9 spot. Toth tonight, a pair of ground outs to the first baseman. 1-0 the count right now on Cole Stansel. That one's high and away. 2 balls and no strikes. Manapelli pitched in the New England Collegiate Baseball League last summer. And he comes to the Cape this summer. Been a reliable bullpen arm for Falmouth thus far. Here's the 2-0 to Stansel. That one misses low and away. It's handled by O'Brien behind the dish. 3 balls.
A very, 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 very light drizzle.
So it barely even? Is that what I'm getting?
Pretty much, yeah.
That's what it sounded like with 4 varies.
But the fog
They managed to get this one
pretty
in.
tough.
Here's the 3-0. That's a called strike. Stansel was taking all the way there. And the count now 3-1. Nick Manapelli trying to work his way back. The runner at first is Ethan Gross. Here's the pitch. That's driven out toward right field. Hoskins going back. Still going back. He makes the catch on the run. Stansel again going the opposite way. That one is handled by the right fielder for the second out of the inning.
You know, maybe Stansel has, I mean, he's now 1 for 3, but maybe he has flown out a lot lately, but he's hitting the ball. He's making contact. He's not striking out. He's not grounding out. He's giving balls a pretty far ride. I mean, he's not really known for being a power hitter, but he's hitting the ball pretty deep to the outfield. And I think it's just a matter of time that one of these points they're going to be in the right ballpark, and that might sail out. The wind might help. I think it's just a matter of time until we see something.
Yeah, it's interesting you say that because I think it was last week, watching him in batting practice, there was a decent breeze blowing out, but he poked one out to center field, and it's 412 to dead center field, and he hit a home run, and the coaches were asking him how he was hitting. Ron Polk in particular hadn't been watching all of the batting practice, and Stansel said, yeah, it went all right, and they were joking back and forth, and Stansel said he hit one out to center field, and Polk thought he was kidding, and there was just some impressive power, and I think he does have deceptive power.
Yeah, just a little something, kind of like, here we go with another comparison, just like a little, like Jacoby Ellsbury, maybe just a
Red Sox player, shocking.
I'm going to finish, my comment is done.
The 1-1 there to Stewart, and he swings over at 1-2.
You've ruined my night now.
We know, I think all our listeners know, that you cheer for the Red Sox.
No.
Based on your comparisons alone.
Nope. Not true.
All right, it sounds like he's shutting him down. It's 1-2 on Stewart. That one's outside from Manapelli. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
I don't want to talk to you anymore.
But I can definitely see that, though. No, Jacoby Ellsbury
just
had the 1 year where he hit 30-plus home runs.
Well, I don't think Stansel's going to hit 30 home runs. But, I mean, it's just some guy who comes up to play might not think he's going to hit a home run, but he could just surprise you. That's just the first player that comes to mind.
So the pinch hitter, Stewart, 2-2. He fouls that one back. Count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes to Brock Stewart. We saw him come on as a defensive substitute the first time Cotuit and Wareham played this week back on Tuesday. He didn't play against the Kettleers on Thursday. Last time he got a full game of work was against Brewster. 0 for 3 with a pair of walks in that one. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss there. Manapelli blows it by him with the inside heater. Gatemen strand 1 at first. And as we head to the 9th inning here on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network, Falmouth still out in front. It is 9-1 here from Spillane Field. We'll be right back with 9th inning action here on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. We power on to the 9th inning here at Spillane Field. Falmouth out in front 9-1 against the Gatemen. And the Commodores looking to improve to 9-5 on the summer. Wareham in danger of falling to 2-12 here. Gatemen starting to get guys back though. Saw Ruxer today. We've seen McMullen, Sturgeon, Rosenbaum in games past. Chenea's behind the plate tonight. Bradley Roney out to pitch the 9th inning. He fires ball 1 to Casey Gillespie, the cleanup man. Grounded into a double play in the 6th. Had an RBI single and later scored in the 5th. Roney making his 5th appearance on the bump this summer. Two-way player, a big fastball there that Gillespie couldn't catch up to, 1-1. Roney last pitched against Cotuit on Tuesday, worked the 9th inning, 1 hit, 1 walk, and a strikeout. He got a double play in that one. Another high fastball. Gillespie could not check his swing as they appeal to Tim Carey at third. He says he went. A couple of high fastballs here from Roney that Gillespie just can't handle. Gillespie, a big guy, 6'4". So those are in somewhat of his hitting zone. Roney from the stretch fires the 1-2. Nice slider there, called strike 3. Bradley Roney starts the top of the 9th with a punch out. He gets Gillespie down looking. 1 out here to start the 9th. Up comes Kevin Newman. Singled back in the 7th. Reached on an error in the 5th, later scored. He also singled in the 3rd. Another multi-hit game for Kevin Newman. He faces Roney here with 1 out, top of the 9th. Southern Miss two-way player misses low and away for ball 1. For the Gatemen in the bottom of the 9th, they will have the top of the lineup. It's high fastball there from Roney. 2 balls, no strikes.
That was definitely a ball.
Roney throws a fastball, a slider, and is working on a curveball. Newman digs in, the shortstop from Arizona. That's a high fastball again from Roney, so 3 balls here to start the at-bat. A lot of activity up here in the booth.
yeah.
Here's the 3-0 pitch from Roney. He locates the fastball nicely. A hard one from Bradley Roney.
Yeah, Dan Dias calls us the dream team.
Here's the 3-1 from Roney. That's hit sharply on the ground to the shortstop, Gross. He fields it and throws over to Podratz for out number 2. 6-3 put out there. 2 away. Up comes Kevin Crone, designated hitter from TCU. There's going to be a pinch hitter for Crone, who had 4 plate appearances so far in this one. The 5th, though, will actually go to Max Murphy. We saw him the last time these two teams played. He was also a pinch hitter in the top of the 9th inning last Friday night. Got 1 at-bat in that game. He struck out. And then in the bottom of the 9th, he came on in right field. And to end the game, he turned a double play, fielded the fly ball, and then gunned it home to drill Adam Toth at the plate. And that's the way that game ended. Roney fires a slider to start things off. Murphy couldn't pull up. It's 0-1.
Murphy from Robbinsdale, Minnesota, played the alto saxophone in the high school marching band. I think we've talked about this already. I'm not positive.
You like his saxophone skills.
He has a Twitter and all that.
Yeah, you talked about it before.
Yeah, thought I did. Just making sure.
You're very tense tonight. 0-2 the count on Murphy. The pitch. Roney misses the low with the slider there. 1-2.
Is there a time I'm not tense?
You got to ask yourself that, I think.
Okay.
I don't think I'm the man to be asked. Maybe.
All right.
1-2. Here's the pitch from Roney. That might have been the curveball from him, and it gets down the line and past Schwanke. Fair ball. Rounding first is Murphy. He's looking for 2. And he is in without a throw. It's cut off by Gross. So a 2-out double down the line by Max Murphy. And he's aboard at second with 2 down in the frame.
Yeah, he's just exchanging his gear with the first base coach.
Well, 2 outs just keeps on going. It's not really a struggle, but just can't find a way. Once there's 2 outs to get that final out, there's always a walk, a runner on.
What?
It's always something.
Falmouth has left runners on in 5 of the 8 completed innings so far. Up comes Connor Hale. He takes ball 1 from Roney. Hale so far in this one, 1 for 4. Most recently, he lined out to Stancil at second base in the 7th. Singled his first time up in the 2nd. Here's the 1-0 from Roney. Fastball misses away. 2 balls, no strikes. Hale at State College of Florida. Had hit .366 this past season. 65 RBIs. He lifts that one high down the third base line. That'll get way out of play. Towering pop-up.
Mike, that ball was hit so high in the fog, I lost it up there, to be perfectly honest.
It is a very foggy night. Turned into that. But they did manage to get this one in. A lot of rain was forecasted, maybe some thunderstorms.
I'm surprised they got this one in there. Producer Warren Randoggy Randolph was Randog.
2-1 is pumped in there by Roney for strike 2.
He was talking about how maybe they'd try to at least get the 5 innings required for a full game in and then maybe just call off the rest. Not necessary.
Next thing you know, they're in the 9th inning. Here's the pitch. Too far outside from Roney for ball 3 as the count runs full. Fully loaded here to Connor Hale.
Reminder, tomorrow we will be in Orleans making the long trip down there.
That one's popped up. Chinea tosses the mask. That's out of play, though. Count remains full.
Game at, I believe it's 5 o'clock against the Firebirds.
Join us, as always, about 15 minutes beforehand for the pregame show. Live from Eldridge Park. Reminder also to stay with us after tonight's action for the Wareham Rap postgame show. Swing and a miss there as Hale goes down swinging. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Bradley Roney, and Murphy is stranded at second base as we will now head to the bottom of the 9th inning. Falmouth out in front, 9-1 here at Spillane Field. It'll be the top of the order coming up for the Gatemen when we return here on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Third pitcher of the night coming on to the mound for the Commodores. It's Garrett Clevenger, the left-hander from Oregon. He relieves Nick Manapelli, who tossed a scoreless inning. After Craig Schlitter worked the first 7 innings, 3 hits and 1 run of brilliant pitching from Schlitter, and now they turn things over to Clevenger, who's made 2 appearances this summer, 2 innings, a hit, 2 runs, 6 walks, and 6 strikeouts. He pitched on Monday against Hyannis, worked an inning, gave up 2 runs. They were both earned. The only 2 runs, as we were saying, that he's allowed this summer. He's had 3 walks in each outing. He did have a tremendous freshman season for Oregon. He's a Louisville Slugger freshman All-American, a 1.24 ERA in 43 2/3 innings of work.
From Baldwin City, Kansas, and last summer played for the Midwest Nationals in the Mid-America World Series. Had a 2.33 earned run average there.
He's listed at 6'1", 206 pounds. And he will face the left-handed hitting Cole Sturgeon. First pitch swing from Sturgeon, grounded to short. Newman takes a few hops and throws over to Gillespie at first. A 6-3 put out to start things here in the bottom of the 9th.
Well, the Gatemen, if they're down 8, this is going to be a tough one, another tough loss where the pitching wasn't good and the hitting wasn't good. We always talk about how it's when the pitching's not, or if the pitching's not, the hitting is. Or
yeah, I think that was just more of a few-game stretch because now we've seen a few where it seems like
the hitting's just
and the pitching has struggled as well.
Yeah.
But that, I think, just speaks to the games where it felt like, Wareham was in it.
Yeah, and maybe we should stop using it. Maybe we should stop saying always.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's now, after
that
tonight,
might be
it'll be 14 games gone. We've had a lot of different 5-game stretches or 3 or 4-game stretches to talk about and to whittle things down to.
14 already?
After tonight. Here's the 1-0 from Clevenger. Swing by Sean McMullen. It's back to Newman at short. He's up with it. A low throw picked by Gillespie at first. 2 quick groundouts to the shortstop Newman. Gatemen already down to their last out. Trevor Podrat's coming to the plate.
Well, the pitching is going to have to be good tomorrow night against Orleans. Remember, 17-12 against YD. I believe it was just a week ago. 17-12.
A lot of powerful offenses in this league. Not necessarily the home run balls we saw last summer, but Wareham not one of those powerful offenses. First pitch to Podrats is low and away, ball 1 from Clevenger.
Didn't you say there were 2 grand slams in that game?
There were.
Wow. Boy, Orleans can hit the ball.
Zach Fish, Chris Marcancini, some big power hitters for the Firebirds. Wareham will get them tomorrow. Looking for the 3rd win of the summer if all holds tonight. 2-0 the count right now on Podrats. He's 0 for 3 tonight, a strikeout, a ground out, and a fly out. Here's the pitch. That's fouled down to the first base side and out of play. Clevenger made 37 appearances, and they were all out of the bullpen for the Ducks. 57 strikeouts in those 43-plus innings of work. Pretty dominant numbers for him. did have 24 walks, and as we mentioned already, 3 walks in each of his first 2 outings of the summer. So far, he's been spotless through the first 2/3 of this inning. Here's the 2-1 to Podratz. Swing that's tipped into the mid of O'Brien for strike 2.
Down to the last strike.
Reminder to stick with us for the Wareham Rat postgame show. Briefly following this game.
This one was kind of quick too, I think.
Right at 2 hours and 18, now 19 minutes.
Not bad.
Here is the 2-2 pitch from Clevenger. Swing, grounder to the right side of the infield. Bird charges, scoops it up, and throws on to Gillespie. And that does it here at Spillane Field. 3 groundouts in the bottom of the 9th. And the Gatemen go down quietly here in the final frame as Falmouth wins 9-1. The final score again from Spillane Field. Falmouth 9, Wareham 1 here on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. We will be right back in just a few moments here for the Wareham Rat postgame show, so don't go anywhere. We'll have Coop Scoop coming up as we talk with manager Cooper Ferris. We'll also hear from tonight's player of the game. But the Commodores improve to 9-5. The Gatemen fall to 2-12. The final, once again, 9-1 here at Spillane Field. We'll be right back with the postgame show.